Freedom is never more than one generation away from extinction. You and I have a rendezvous with destiny.
You know what time it is, so sit back and get ready for the Stafford Voice, your dose of conservative in a world of liberal.
3, 2, 1.
Hey, how you doing? I am your host, Daniel Stafford, and you are listening to the Stafford Voice, where we are conservative in a world of liberal. Today we're going to talk about laying the groundwork. I want to remind you that there are many ways to listen, so however you're listening, set this channel as a favorite, whatever you have to do so you don't get left behind. In the case you aren't already following on social media, please do so. Find me over on the Twitters at Stafford Voice. On Facebook, all you got to do, just search for the Stafford Voice. You can find me on the YouTubes as well. Got a couple of cool and interesting ideas that hopefully we will see come to fruition. And you're just going to have to follow on social media, whether it's Twitter, Facebook, or the YouTubes. Also, you can stay up to date with things going on over at thestaffordvoice.com. Now, before we get started talking about laying the groundwork, let's hear a word from our sponsors. Some crowdfunding sites are too liberal and keep more for themselves. Even worse, if they don't like you or someone gets offended, they'll cancel your campaign. But not at RWNJ Funding. They hold true to conservative and libertarian values. Plus, they won't cave to the PC crowd. More importantly, they believe in you. RWNJFunding.com. The right cause, the right values, done right. RWNJFunding.com.
Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Nothing will protect you quite like your sidearm, so why not give it the protection it deserves? Something as strong as the Second Amendment and stands the test of time, and better yet, made in the USA. A Rebel Road Tactical Custom Kydex holster is that and more. Call now and place your order with Rebel Road Tactical at 682-217-4579. Again, 682-217-4579, or online at rebelroadtactical.com. Okay, so let's talk about laying the groundwork. The day was June 29th, 1776, and the place to be was in Virginia. There was definite cause for celebration. Why? Well, Virginia's representatives had spent 2 months preparing for this glorious moment that would forever change the shape of world history. They approved the first Constitution of Virginia. It was the first of its kind, and it also declared Virginia's independence from King George. Things didn't end there. Drafted by George Mason and James Madison, it laid the groundwork for the way government would be conducted from there on out. It established a separation of governmental powers by creating a legislative body made up of the Virginia General Assembly and an executive body which at the time was known as the Chief Magistrate, and which was held by the governor. It also laid groundwork for a judicial branch as well. Accompanying the Virginia Constitution was the Virginia Declaration of Rights, which was primarily written by George Mason. And it was adopted earlier in June on the 12th in 1776. And it later became the blueprint for the Bill of Rights. It focused on basic human rights and freedoms, as well as some of the fundamental purposes of government that we know today. So let me ask this, was it perfect? No, it was far from it. However, it laid the groundwork for the days to come. It's a fantastic read, an incredible piece of American history, and I invite each of you to take the time to read it. I will link it link to it so you don't have to go out searching for it. But I want to touch on 2 paragraphs. Only 2. It is kind of a lengthy read, so you'll need to set aside a few minutes. But it says, and I quote, "And forasmuch as the public liberty may be more certainly secured by abolishing an office, which all experience hath shown to be an inveterately inimical thereto, and it will thereupon become further necessary to reestablish such ancient principles as are friendly to the rights of the people, and to declare certain others which may cooperate with and fortify the same in future. Be it therefore enacted by the authority of the people that the said George be, and he hereby is deposed from the kingly office within this government, and absolutely divested of all its rights, powers, and prerogatives, and that he and his descendants and all persons acting by or through him, and all other persons whatsoever shall be and forever remain incapable of the same, and that the said office shall henceforth cease, and never more either in name or substance be reestablished within this colony." Now, again, I'm inviting you to go and read it for yourself. It is a fantastic read, and it laid the groundwork for an independent United States. Now, coming up in the next few days in history, we know that Independence Day is right around the corner. If you aren't following on social media, because I've got a little something planned for Independence Day. So you're going to have to follow on social media to find out a little bit more. But the things that were laid out in not only in this Constitution of Virginia, and the things that were said in their Declaration of Rights, it changed the future. But the things laid out are some of the very things that our government is doing today. We do need to fix Washington. But in order to do so, we need to pause, and we have to look at history and take a look at what it was that laid not only the foundation of this country, but also changed the shape of world history. So please, take a few moments this weekend to read this document. I can't say how fantastic, I can't say enough good things about it. There are so many good things that are found in this document. You will be blown away. So again, make sure you're following on social media, whether it's the Twitters or the Facebooks or whatever, because I've got a little something planned for Independence Day. Now, I'm going to end with this question of the day. On the same day the convention approved the Constitution of Virginia, who did they choose as their first governor, and what was he famous for saying? Now, that's all we've got for today, and God willing, the Stafford Voice will be back next time. Again, follow me on the Twitters at Stafford Voice. Look me up on the Facebooks. All you got to do is just search for the Stafford Voice. Hit the like button, the follow button, wherever you're at. Share it with your friends. We're going to learn some stuff, and we're going to move on. It starts one at a time, and with the grace of God, we are a Red Nation rising. Email any of your questions or comments to thestaffordvoice@gmail.com, or if you just want to reach out on social media and you got a question or a comment, feel free to do so that way. Thank you so much for your time, and until next one, thanks and God bless.